countdown. No countdown. It's just right there. Cool.
Yay.
All right. Well, hey, we're here today with Antonio Davila, Eurotech Motors in Los Angeles, California. He's one of our early customers for Service Stories. And what we're going to do today is we're going to teach you how to do a month's worth of content in 5 minutes. You ready?
Glad to be here. Let's do it.
All right. So let's pull up our Service Stories app. And I'm actually going to make this full screen so everybody can see what's going on. Now, what we're looking at here is the work page. So when you get into Service Stories, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add your integrations. You're going to come here. ShopMonkey is what we're using today. That's what Eurotech uses daily. And they gave us their API credentials. And now what we do at Service Stories, you saw there, we pulled in all the work orders. Okay. So think about this. When you're running your content and you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out what to do every day, you no longer have to figure it out. We pull in every single one of your repair orders. We turn it into a micro story so you can see what it might look like if a customer were to come in. And your job is no longer to understand keyword volumes or click volumes, click-through rates, all those different things an SEO person needs to know. Your job is to read this ticket. And when it says, what does an oil and filter service include for Porsche 718 Cayman S? Or why are my Porsche 911 brakes squeaking? Or how to replace the left headlight on a 2014 Audi A4? Those questions that you're reading there, all you have to think about to yourself is, do I get asked this question a lot in my shop? And if you do, you just click Generate Stories, and it starts working. So here's what we're going to do today. We got Antonio on the line. We're going to talk a little bit about how he wants to run his shop and what kind of work he wants to pull out. And I'm going to show you how we can take all of his tickets and create a month's worth of content in 5 minutes. Now, we've pulled in all of the tickets from the shop. We start first with the last 90 days, and then we pull all the completed tickets every day. So this basically becomes an endless content engine. Whereas what we just talked about, you have to sit down, think about your keywords, understand the technical nature of the work, really write it, and then come back and edit it because you might be so technical no one understands it. With Service Stories, we pull it in and summarize it quick so you just get a glanceable story that you can look at and read and say, does my customer ask me that often? And if so, you click Generate Stories and you go. So Antonio, now that we're here on the work page, now that we have this all set up, let's talk about what do you want to market, right? Let's flip the story. Instead of like, what do we need to write about, right? We all have that blank page problem. Now the question that we're asking is, what kind of work do you want more of?
So I think like every shop owner knows that you could seem busy, but at the end, it really depends on the margin. Like we could seem busy with engine jobs all day and night, but the margin on those is like what? 10%, 20%.
And the guys hate you.
And the guys hate me. Sourcing parts are stressful. Sometimes they just stop making the parts. It's just heavy lifting. Like the guys' backs are hurting. I think every shop owner would agree if we could get brakes all day, bushings all day, services all day, air filters, fluids. That would be the best.
Get some gravy work, get the hours on the plate, and also get it through the door. Well, let's do this then. So let's start. We want to do brake work. We're going to come up to our filter. We're going to click service categories, and we're going to go straight into brakes. Now, there's a bunch of different options here because we have different services offered, obviously. So let's go through and you tell me kind of where you want to click in.
All right, brakes, coolant system. We can.
Coolant system.
Coolant leaks. Let's see. The electrical is very time-consuming and annoying, so let's avoid that. Factory scheduled maintenance, gravy.
Okay.
Fluids and flushes, of course.
Okay.
Let's see what else you got. Oil changes, duh.
Yep. Quick one.
Pre-purchase inspections would be a good lead generator, so let's do that. Suspension, of course, shocks, bushings, any of that is golden. Thermostat.
Yeah, okay.
Back in the day would be timing belt, but no more of that on the newer Audis as much. Vehicle inspection. Okay, fine. I'll put that in.
Okay.
Let's see. And yeah, that's the gravy.
Okay, so we'll hold there at 9 different service categories. Now, the way this works, so everybody knows while you're watching this, when you sign up, you give us your URL so we can crawl and understand your company better. And of course, you can edit that as much as you want. And you tell us what business type you have. And we've already indexed all the information about 130 different business types, but we're specialized in automotive because that's where we started. You see here the services. You can create whatever you want. You can add, but we have these defaults, and that's what we were looking at in the filters is all this here. We also have a bunch of other data that gets blended into the stories, which we'll talk about another time. But this is what you're seeing when you look at the work and you have all these filters, right? That we just went through. Oops, looks like they just cleared out for us real quickly there. Hold on. Let's go back. We had coolant, diagnostic. We had factory scheduled maintenance, fluid flush, suspension, thermostat, timing belt. No, yeah.
That's it, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we have vehicle inspections. Okay. So we have all those settings that we have in the company panel, and now you come here, and that's where we get our service categories broken down. Now, what you're seeing here is we've eliminated tickets and only show those ones we want. So that means our next choice is to read through, but also maybe there's different vehicles. You guys have any specific, like, I know you do European at large, but are there any, specific makes or models that you guys prefer to work on? Things that you guys love?
Our most profitable tickets always come either from a Porsche Macan or an Audi Q5.
Okay, so let's do Porsche. Okay, Macan. Okay, so now we're looking at right here all the tickets with those filters that are related to Porsche Macan. And at this point, we can read through a few, but let's take a peek. So what's included in a 40,000 mile major service for Porsche Macan? Probably something you got to deal with all the time, right? The regular scheduled maintenance.
Yep.
And we know you guys don't have that on your website. So instead of you having to draft it from scratch, let's generate a service story. Okay. How about, let's find some more interesting ones. How do I handle external work requests? Maybe not. How much does it cost to replace 3 tires on a Macan? Maybe not. There's a ton of oil service stuff, right? Just standard oil changes is very common coming through the shop. Let's find some more unique. Transfer case replacement. That might be a little bit more unique. Huh?
Yeah, it's more unique for sure.
Why is my 2018 Porsche Macan GTS scheduler malfunctioning? That might be unique. These are a few ones that at this point, you'd really have to dig through tickets to find somebody's interesting stories. So let's go ahead. Let's create those because we can always do the regular maintenance stuff.
Yeah.
Pull up a bunch of them. We'll do that in a bit. But the scheduler lights on, that seems to be a recurring thing. We've seen a couple of those. You guys do body work, which is not in every repair order, but it's there. Why is my start-stop button not working? Somebody's asking that in LA right now. Yeah. Right? Somebody's asking the internet. They picked up their phone. They're going, why is my start-stop button not working on my Porsche Macan? So we're going to generate that. And then if we wanted a couple oil change ones, we'll just do this. There's my oil change. How much does it cost? How much does it cost? Maybe we'll not pull those ones out today, but how often should I service? Now, these are things that, like, maybe at the top level, people would have, how often should I service my Porsche, right? Or what's the 40,000 regular maintenance for my Porsche or for my Audi or specific makes. But now with these ticket level piece of content, we can get very specific. So when someone picks up their phone, they talk to Grok or ChatGPT or Claude, whatever it is, or even now Google's search has become AI by default. They can go in and they can tell the specifics of what they're looking for. And now Eurotech Motor is going to have a blog that your neighbors are not, right? Very specific. Mm-hmm. And you can see how quickly these are populating. So what you're seeing here as we're looking, there's Instagram, there's your blog, there's Facebook, there's Google Business Profiles, and there's this new item we're testing here for everybody watching called suggested reviews. And I'll show you that once we get these all done. But as these run, we got now what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of content. Well, 6 stories, what we call them. And actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 pieces of content is what we just generated while we're talking.
That's crazy.
Pretty wild, right? How long would that have taken in the past?
That would have taken months.
Literally at least several hours, right? At
Yes.
least like a day's worth of work to get through and make them really nice. But
Yep.
what's happened is we pulled in your tickets. We already know what the customer's concerned about. We already know what work you guys did and what it was done on. We know where it happened because you're obviously got your location embedded in there. We know the service categories, the keywords. And if you want, we didn't do it, but you can always add additional context and notes. And then we just click generate. And now look at these stories being generated. We're coming in here and you can actually preview the Instagram post before it goes live. You can see the whole story that's been generated about how we opened up this expecting routine maintenance. And here's what we actually found, right? To write a story like this, which arguably maybe could even be trimmed down, which you can do here in the edit panel. But to write a story like this from default, from scratch, you're staring at a blank page at first, and maybe you go and find a ticket, maybe you draft about that. But this has been a blocker for so many owners for so long. Every one of our buyers has told me, almost the same story you have, which is, I don't have the time. I'm trying to run my business. I'm not a writer. I'm not bad at writing, but I'm not a writer. Like, I don't like this. And now it's just a few clicks of a button. You got your story. You got it across different platforms, Google, Facebook, your blog coming. All you need to do is upload photos, which there's my cat. I accidentally uploaded here for demo, but we'll get some work photos in here. And once you pick the story that you want and it's all edited, it's as simple as this. Come pick. I want to schedule this now. I want to have AI help me schedule it based on when I've been successful in the past. Or I want to add this to a queue. You can build a queue, right? This one's not necessarily break jobs, but we'll just call it break jobs for now. And based on your queue and when you set it up, you could just push this and build that queue for months at a time. And all you do is set it and forget it, right? So there's an example. We just went through how do we come in as an owner? We know what type of work, we set the filters, we know what type of vehicles, we put in the search bar. We created 30 pieces of content in a several button clicks. And now if I ever want to find it, I come up here, I click Has Content, and you can see the full list of all the work that we've already created. No more thinking about what do I write about. All you have to think about is, do my customers ask me this often? And do I want to market it more? And then you're done. So that's Service Stories. That's a quick demo. And that's how you create a month's worth of content in 5 minutes.
That's so lit. That's so cool. That's the first time I think you ran it through me, actually for the first time. Like I get the idea, but like you actually went through the whole thing, dude. This shit's sick, man.